All right. Hello, everybody. And we are live. That is right. It is not an illusion. We are actually live for the first time, in in pretty much 2 months, almost 2.5 months. I am live for a Montreal Canadiens signing video. Nikki with the pogs in the chat. Let's go. Let me know, guys. As always, how's the stream look? How's it sound? That would be greatly appreciated. But the Montreal Canadiens, Marcus Hunt in the chat with the hype. But the Montreal Canadiens announced today and 2 days ago they have signed Corey Perry and Michael Frolik. Both are 1 year contracts, I believe. Yeah, Corey Perry I know is getting 750K. I believe Michael Frolik, I believe they said he's getting 750K as well. I forget exactly. Lucas, I'm not going to try and butcher your last name, but Lucas, how's it going? Sounds great. As always, still a bit laggy. All right, awesome. Must be great for your team to get players and not trade them as a Vegas Golden Knight. This has been the worst offseason. I mean, Marcus, you guys got Alex Pietrangelo. You don't have to do much after that. THG, how's it going, man? THG, what's going on, man? Montreal have made some pretty solid veteran signings. I think these are both really, really good signings for the Montreal Canadiens. It adds that veteranosity that I think the Habs have kind of been lacking a little bit. I know a lot of people are immediately going to say, "Oh, so you let Ilya Kovalchuk, you let Ilya Kovalchuk go and you signed Corey Perry and Michael Frolik." I personally understand it. I personally understand Kovalchuk isn't going to hit super. He's not going to hit a lot. He is definitely a bottom six guys. Both these guys are, but here's my thing: Corey Perry on the right team can score. Dallas wasn't the right team in the regular season, and that was really good for the Stars. In the playoffs, he was really good. Scored a couple really clutch goals, 5 goals and 9 points, and I believe it was 27 games, or 20 games, something like that. And Frolik, I forget exactly what his stats are, but he wasn't too bad last season, and I think for a fourth line guy, Frolik can be good. Perry, I think, can still step up into a third line role. He could potentially get onto that third line. However, it's a question of, do you really want to risk putting Tyler Toffoli on the fourth line, or do you want to move him to the left wing and have a third line of potentially Toffoli, Kotkaniemi, and Corey Perry, which would be nuts, because then you got a third line of almost arguably, you could say, pure grit, because Toffoli can hit while scoring, Kotkaniemi can hit while passing, and Perry can hit while doing either or. Pietrangelo sucks for what we got rid of. I understand Marcus Hunt. I understand, but maybe Pietrangelo can be that superstar defenseman you guys need. I'm a huge hedge. Yeah, Lucas, we're looking good. We've looked good since the play-ins against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Even that first run against Philly, we looked really solid in. But definitely, we're looking very, very good this year. Marcus Hunt saying Montreal is getting deadly. Wow. Personally, I don't want to say we're getting too deadly. I don't want to get too cocky. But I will say Montreal is looking really, really solid. They have the scoring depth that they need, and I would argue Corey Perry only adds to that. If Perry can get on his game and maybe try and channel the Corey Perry of years prior, I'm not saying pull a 30-goal season out of his ass, but I'm saying if he can get pretty solid like how he was a few years ago and maybe score a couple goals here and there, I'm just saying we could have another really solid scorer that we just added to the Montreal Canadiens. Exactly, Nikki. We did get some decent bottom six players. Montreal, exactly, THG. Some very, very solid pickups for the Montreal Canadiens. We got the veteranosity with Frolik and Perry, and we also get some grit with Corey Perry. I'm not too sure about Frolik. I haven't seen him too much. But definitely, I do think these are some really solid pickups for the Canadiens. It'll be very close, Marcus. Let's go. Yeah, let's go, baby. We can finally compete this year. Lucas, I'm not 100% sure on what I'm going to do yet. I will put a video on this out maybe at the beginning of the year. This for anyone, just not just Lucas. But Lucas, I don't know if you've been to the channel before. My apologies if you've been here and you just changed your name. But Lucas, I go live right after every Habs game, and I discuss it. So if you wanna sub to the channel and come back for that, I also do videos. I do random videos. I just wrapped up 25 Days of Harry for this year, which I posted a video every day from December 1st to the 25th. So Lucas, your first time here. Hey, well, you know what? Welcome to the stream, brother. Welcome. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for clicking on a guy with 6 viewers in his chat. I appreciate it. That would be very appreciated. That's very appreciative of you, man. North Division or Canadian Division for those who want to be purists. No, but seriously, the North or Canadian division rankings: Calgary, Toronto, Montreal, Edmonton, Canucks, Senators, Jets. Wow, I'm very surprised you have Calgary taking it all. For me, I did the I must channel my inner fruit. Oh, let's go, Marcus. Marcus about to channel his inner fruit. Let's go, Lucas. This is your first time here, so you probably have no idea what Marcus is talking about. You'll see in a few minutes. No problem here to support. Just subbed. Hey, Lucas. Thank you very much for subbing to the channel. Appreciate it, man. I believe with that, we're now 1 sub away from 300. That's bananas. I never would have thought I'd be close to 300 subs, let alone 1 away. So Lucas, thank you for supporting. Appreciate it. Thank you. It's really appreciated. But Canadian division rankings, Limebot, let's go. Limebot hype in the chat. 299 subs. Let's go, Limebot. But yeah, Marcus Lime. I'm not going to say I don't agree with your rankings because that's your opinion. It definitely is interesting, though. I personally, if you guys do want to check out the video I made ranking every team and where I think they're going to be for this upcoming season, probably could have waited because I could have ranked Montreal up number 1 because of these moves. But I do have it, if I remember correctly, I believe it's Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, Calgary, Winnipeg, Ottawa, Edmonton. I had Edmonton last. But yeah, THG. Yeah, the Metro Division is going to destroy itself. It's just going to destroy from within. It's going to implode. Samsonov's still not in NHL 21. I swear. These guys are going to go until like February or March and then finally put Sorokin in the game. It's like, oh, he's playing actual NHL games. All right, put him in. And it's going to look nothing like him. It's going to look like Mario Lemieux for some reason. It's going to look like Jaromir Jagr, which I would not be that opposed to. Islanders are not. I don't know, THG. I personally argue that the Islanders could definitely still make the playoffs. I mean, we're apparently awaiting Matt Barzal signing, which they've been talking. They've been getting things out. It's expected by the end of this week that we have something on Matt Barzal. I'm just noticing now, guys. If you guys can even see, my eyebrows look so massive under the bill of this Habs hat, and I don't know why. Darkness, welcome back, man. Darkness. But like I said, THD, we're apparently waiting Barzal signing, and they're also trying to get Matt Martin. They're also trying to bring back Matt Martin, or they said they are bringing back Matt Martin. I think it is just depending on how much Barzal signs for, who they have to send down. But yeah, I do think the Islanders can definitely make the playoffs. I think I had it Bruins, Islanders being second, Flyers, Capitals, and Penguins, Rangers missing out, Jersey and Buffalo, obviously. Even though I do argue Jersey is going to get better this year. I think Buffalo, with adding Taylor Hall, is going to have too much pressure on them, and they're going to implode from within before the rest of the Metro starts destroying them as well. Tatar Suzuki, wow, really? Tatar Suzuki, Gallagher, Drouin, Kotkaniemi, Toffoli, Byron Deneau, Anderson, Lehkonen, Evans, Perry are my offensive rosters. Nikki, wow, that's really interesting. Personally, I think what we're doing now is really solid. I think they're gonna stick to Deneau and Gallagher together, keep that line together. It's worked pretty well so far. I do think they are gonna try and go for a line of Drouin, Suzuki, and either Anderson or Toffoli. I've heard rumors about either or. I think Anderson maybe would be a better option, just mostly because Anderson is more of a gritty guy, more of a hitter, and you can have Drouin and Suzuki just doing their thing, passing to each other and scoring a couple goals. And Anderson could be just like pushing around each other, or Anderson could just be pushing around random guys. So you can have that, and then the third line is where it gets tricky because for me, I don't know if Byron has been rehabbing his leg from his injury and whatever, then I think he could potentially be very speedy still. But it all depends, because if you have a third line then of, say, Byron, Kotkaniemi, and Toffoli, That looks really solid. But then you have Lehkonen, Evans, and Perry, which I do think could be the likely fourth line. I would personally argue Lehkonen, Paling, and Perry. I think if you give Ryan Paling another chance in the NHL during this type of season, I think that could be definitely very, very well, and I think that could work. I really like Evans, though. I really do like Jake Evans. I think he's a solid fourth line guy for the Canadiens, so that could definitely work. Islanders won't make the playoffs. Damn darkness. Linebot, you wanted Habs to sign Barzal and give them the picks? That would have been interesting. What about Brassard or Green? Andy or Mike? No, not Mike. Yeah, it has to be Andy Green. What about them? THG. I don't follow too much about the Islanders. So what about Brassard or Green? Yeah, that would have been pretty solid if we get a superstar first line center like Matt Barzal. I would have hated it for Isles Girl because she would have been a wreck for months if we had signed away Barzal, or if we had even offered if we even offered a sheet to him. If we offered a sheet to him, but I do think there's gonna be there. I think there's gonna be something getting done about Barzal with the Islanders sometime soon. I haven't heard anything about those guys. Yeah, THG. Apparently, I don't know what's going on, but I've heard that Barzal is close to signing within the week. I'm still at the high Anderson. Yeah, THG. I definitely understand. I understand. He's had 20-goal season, 2 seasons that have been close. 2 seasons that have been close to 20 goals. And I do understand coming off 1 goal in 27 games, only 4 points in those games, is very, very concerning. But I do want to point out, he was injured a lot of the season and he couldn't get a good rhythm going. He would have a couple good games without points, get a goal, get a point or two, and then he'd get injured. Come back, be decent, get injured again. So for me, I think Anderson is a good guy that has grit. If he can get away from the injuries that he had last year, then I think he can definitely bounce back. Maybe have a 20-goal season. Not this season, because 50 games, there's no way he would be on pace for 50 goals in a regular season. But I think maybe 10 to 12 goals is what I'd expect from Anderson this year. But next year, if it is an 82-game season, then I definitely expect a 20-goal season from him. Tatar Suzuki. Okay. So you just had the defense: Weber, Sherratt, Weber, Mete, Petrie, and Romanov or Kulak, Romanov. I would love those rosters, Nikki. I would absolutely love those rosters. Arguably, except for Sherratt, because I still don't see Sherratt that high. I would probably swap him and Kulak, but I understand what you're going for, Sherratt, Weber, because that has worked before. Mete, Petrie, I do like that. Even though for me it doesn't make sense that we would get Edmondson signed into a contract only to not use him. But Kulak, Romanov, I absolutely love that. I love having Kulak on the third pairing with Romanov. But it is really, really, really solid. I do like that. Hey, Ken Dog with the eyes. Nikki, yo, Ken Dog, let's get some Ken Dog hype. I'm sorry, I'm getting to your message like 8 minutes after it's sent. I got a good thing. I got a little groove going on here. Oh, Brassard and Green are free agents still. Ooh, yeah. I forgot about Brassard being a free agent. Oh yeah, I don't. If they're willing to take really team-friendly deals for the Islanders, then definitely. Yeah, let's get a shout-out to Sebastian Aho, Habs legend, baby. Sebastian Aho, Habs legend for a week. He's a better legend than Mike Hoffman to the San Jose Sharks, because he spent a longer time with us. But then you could argue Mike Hoffman was a better legend for the Sharks because he spent less time with them. I'm making people think on this program. I'm just happy inconsistent Allen is gone. Finally, he had some really high highs, but some embarrassing lows. Darkness, I definitely understand. For me, I personally think that Allen had a lot of lows. Personally, I think he had a lot of lows when he was the starter. Jake Allen is not fit to be a starter of a team. He's fit more of a backup or a 1B type of situation, personally. I think Allen being backed up by, I think Jake Allen backing up Carey Price is going to be fantastic, especially with all the back-to-backs. It's almost like Mark Bergevin knew hey, we're going to have a shortened season. We're going to have a lot of back-to-backs. And he already went out and got Jake Allen. I guarantee if this schedule was announced, you would not be seeing Jake Allen. Or if the Blues had waited on doing this trade, guarantee you they wouldn't have if they'd seen, all right, we're going to have a bunch of back-to-backs. They would have been like, nope, we want Jake Allen. You guys go get someone else. But we already pulled the trigger on the trade. Jake Allen is going to be the backup for at least a year, maybe 2 to 3, depending on if Seattle doesn't, for some reason, take Jake Allen. But I do think he could be solid in Montreal. I have to see him play first. I have to see how he does in training camp at first. So I'm not going to say he's going to be a fantastic backup, but I think he could be really solid with the Canadiens. I think he's going to be good. Julian Plante in the chat. Let's go. Big Julian Plante hype. I see he's really hyped about the signings. Philly, Caps, Islanders, Bruins, Pens, Sabres, Rangers, Devils. Wow, so you had the Sabres above the Rangers line bot. That's surprising, man. That's really surprising. Personally, I think the Devils are going to be much better than the Sabres, personally. I think Sabres could still be one of the worst teams in the NHL, only because they didn't improve their team a whole bunch. All they did was get Taylor Hall, and that was about it. But I definitely agree Philly should more than likely take the division. I don't know why I had Bruins at number 1 now that I think about it. But I agree with your rankings for who makes the playoffs, since they're the same teams that I had making the playoffs in the Metro. But very surprising you have Sabres over the Rangers. Yeah, Lucas. It's only 50-something games. I think it's 52. So yeah, more than likely it's 10 to 15 goals at most for Josh Anderson, unless he blows up and has a 20-goal season anyways, which would be pretty cool. I can do a roster for any team, the new head coach for any team. Let's go, Nikki. Let's go. What about the Rangers? What do you see the Rangers doing? Hoffman to Blue should be 3.5, 4.5. Just waiting for Tarasenko going on LTIR. Definitely. I kind of want to touch on that for a second. Mike Hoffman, pretty much to the St. Louis Blues. That is very surprising. A lot of news was about him going to the Boston Bruins. A lot of the news was, Boston Bruins are very in on Mike Hoffman. Bruins want Mike Hoffman. They want to sign Mike Hoffman. They want to trade someone out to get Mike Hoffman. So for him to go to the guys that beat the Bruins in 2019 in the Cup Finals, very, very surprising, but kind of not shocking. I mean, the Blues needed a goal scorer since Tarasenko is going to be out for seemingly the whole season. Mike Hoffman was kind of the next best option. Personally, I really like this trade. I'm a big fan of the trade personally. Big fan of the trade. Big signing of, at the time right now, him signing a PTO, but he does have an agreement with the Blues. So once they for sure put Tarasenko and the other one, I forget who, on LTIR, Alex Steen. Once they put those two on LTIR, then Hoffman should sign it. I think 3.5, 4.5 for 1 year would be really solid. Because just imagine Hoffman signs a 1 year, and then next year, just imagine he goes to Seattle. How crazy would that be? That would be nuts. I actually see McDavid 104 points in 52 games. Nah, I can see Draisaitl getting 104 points in 52 games, but I don't know about McDavid. I still don't think McDavid is as great as everybody says. I personally think McDavid is massively overrated. I think McDavid is massively overrated, but that's my flaming hot take for the day. Jesus, we got 10 likes in here. Thank you guys very much for the likes. I appreciate it. And 10 viewers as well. Wow, that's nuts. You're totally right. I completely forgot about Hoffman being a Shark for like a day. He wasn't even a Shark for a day. He was a Shark for like 5 minutes. He was traded to the Sharks, and then like 5 minutes later, it was announced, Mike Hoffman has been traded to the Florida Panthers. Thank God Stutzel signed that contract. Yeah, Lucas C. I think the Senators are going to be good this year. I think the Senators are going to be incredibly good, in my opinion, personally. I think the Senators have made some fantastic moves. The double trades they just pulled off in back-to-back nights. Pierre Dorion is kind of a genius for that. He trades off the dead cap of Marian Gaborik and, unfortunately, the dead cap of Anders Nielsen. Brings in some really solid depth guys. That could be middle six guys for that, or that will be middle six guys likely for the Senators. I really like this trade personally. I really, really like it. I think the Sens could shock some people. I'm not going to say they're going to make the playoffs, but that 4th seed spot is very open. The Senators could make it. I'm just saying, maybe. I hate the idea. Wow. Habs, why? Corey Perry adds some grit that we need. He adds the veteranosity along with Anders Nielsen, Michael Frolik that we just got. I'm a big fan of this one personally. I'm a really big fan of this one. Yeah, it's a 56 game season. Thank you, Habs. Thank you for telling me. West predictions: Vegas, St. Louis, Colorado, Anaheim, San Jose Wild Kings, Darkness. I don't think there's any way San Jose is better than any of those teams in the West. I think San Jose is absolutely going to be the worst team in the West, maybe even all of the NHL. I think Detroit improved their team. Everyone improved their teams in the offseason, it seems, except the San Jose Sharks. It seems the Sharks, if anything, just got worse because all their guys got a year older. But I personally, I believe I had it Vegas, Colorado, St. Louis. I think I had LA making the playoffs, just barely sneaking in, or the Wild, one of the two. I'm pretty sure it was back-to-back Kings Wild or Wild Kings. And then Anaheim, Coyotes, and then San Jose. Panarin's been a Jad Bushnevich. Wow, really? Bushnevy. Bushnevy? Who the hell is Bushnevy? Who is Bushnevy? I don't know who Bushnevy is. Nikki, is that his nickname, Bushnevy? Can we make it that? Can we make it that, please? Kreiderstrom, Kako. Wow. Kako starting the year on the second line. That's surprising. Lafreniere on the third is very surprising as well. Hedel, Krevzov. I think that's the no. I know Bushnevich. It's just I called him Bushnevy for some reason. But yeah, Bushnevich. I know Bushnevich. Pavel Bushnevich. But Lafreniere, Kreidel, Lafreniere, Philip Seidel. Seidel? Is that how you say the guy's name? I keep forgetting personally. And Krevzov, Lemieux. I should just stop the stream here. Lemieux. I just called him Lemieux. Why? Why have I? How am I a YouTuber? Genuinely, how? Lemieux, Rooney, Gauthier. Did Frederick Gauthier sign with the Rangers? Fox D'Angelo, Jesus. Trouba, Keitel. Keitel? Kill your till? Philip Keitel? Philip Keitel? That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right, Keitel. But Fox D'Angelo, Struba, Smith, Lindgren, Hayek. I like those defensive pairings. Personally, big fan of Fox and D'Angelo, especially D'Angelo. I think he's fantastic. Trouba Smith is probably going to be a bit underrated, and Lindgren Hayek is probably going to be a bit of an underrated third pairing. I'm massively behind on the comments. Hell yeah, Darkness, Leonard, Leafs legend. Surprised Kim hasn't gotten a Leonard Leafs jersey yet. Vegas has made me go insane. We don't need Pietrangelo, like the fact we had to trade our second line center and Paul Stastny, our top line D, and yeah, man, Linebot. I'm very surprised about what the Golden Knights did. Having to trade Schmidt for literally nothing, and Stastny for decent things. Honestly, I think the Knights are going to be in a bit of a hellstorm in about 3 to 4 years. I personally would argue, unfortunately, because I do like the Knights. But I do think they are going to be in a bit of a hellfire in a couple years. I mean, they've been trying to trade Pacioretty to get Cap. I don't know what the news has been on that. But personally, I do see Vegas being really solid for this year, even though they don't really have a second line center, unless they are building that spot to be Nicholas Waz. But we'll see. We don't need players like, yeah, we had players already. Yeah, we had offense, but it helps. Exactly what Lucas said. He adds depth and experience and a bit of grit as well. He adds that depth and experience and the grit that we need. I actually forgot to mention this earlier, but Corey Perry, every team he's gone to, he's been to the Stanley Cup Finals with them. 2007, he made it with the Anaheim Ducks. He won the Stanley Cup then. 2020, his first year with the Stars, he made it to the Cup Finals. No, but seriously, Perry technically every team Perry's gone with, he's been to the Stanley Cup Finals. So Montreal, just be on the lookout. Yeah, I don't think we're making the Cup Finals, but hey, you never know. We could be massive underdogs. Habs seem to be better with Habs seem to be better when they're underdogs. So I should actually probably put them 8th 7th in the. I should put 8th. Should have put them 8th in the Canadian division. They're below everyone else. They're in a bit of a thing. They're in a bit of a thing. I personally think Avs are definitely just a little bit overrated, I would argue, as well, Darkness. For me personally, though, I definitely think it is a matter of if they can live up to the hype. I think the Avs are kind of like the current Red Wings. I think they're going to struggle to win a cup for a couple years. Then they're finally going to break through. I think they could end up being a modern day kind of 90s Detroit Red Wings. I'm not saying they're going to win 3 cups in like 7 years, but I do think they are going to win at least 1 cup. They should win a cup with the current core. In my opinion, North Division, although will be the most enjoyable, is the most weak. Yeah, exactly, Linebot. I mean, technically, you could argue the Leafs are kind of a contender because of their moves in the offseason. I do think they have 3 superstars and 1 massively overpaid John Tavares. I do think that there are really no Canadian teams that are like super mega. Like, yeah, this team can definitely win the Stanley Cup. They're a big cup contender. I do think there are teams like Toronto, Montreal, Calgary, Vancouver, that are like, yeah, they should make the playoffs. Exactly, Habs. 1 more sub till I get 300, man. Join the VC. I can't join the VC, man. It'll mess up the stream. It'll mess up my my broadcast. Lucas C coming in with some Senators lines. Kachuk, White, Dadnoff. That's gross. Galchenyuk, Stepan, Tierney. Definitely pretty solid. Wow, he has Galchenyuk playing over Stutzel. Stutzel, Norris, Brown could be pretty solid. And then Watson, Paquette, Batherson. I like that. I think Watson, Batherson, and Paquette could be really, really solid on that 4th line. 3rd line could be really gross with Stutzel, Norris, and Brown. 2nd line could be some really solid scoring. If Galchenyuk can get his shit together, I think he could be really good. And then that 1st line is just really solid with Kachuk and Dadnoff. The most open spot, the 4th in the West, the other 3 are. Yeah, exactly. It just depends on where St. Louis, Vegas, and the Avs are going to be. Yeah, exactly. Linebot, I know they have been. I know the Golden Knights have been trying to trade Pacioretty and Fleury. So if they could trade those guys, for example, for just picks, then that clears a bunch of cap space, and that's pretty good. You know that saying that you hate a certain player unless they play for your team. I was never a Corey Perry fan in Anaheim and Dallas, but yeah, exactly. Wolverine, he plays for my team. I personally did also really like. I personally did really like. Corey Perry in Anaheim and Dallas. I think he had just that right amount of grit to his game there. He didn't really cross the line, but he was clearly annoying to certain teams. Really, really big fan of that personally. And so I personally think that I think Corey Perry is going to be a really, really nice addition. And hey, since we play each Canadian team 8 times, if we play every Canadian team 8 times this year, Corey Perry is going to get under a lot of fans' skin. And I can't wait to come up here live some nights and be like, well, Corey Perry did this. Just Corey Perry did this. He's likely suspended, but you know what? Hey, it's worth it. I can't wait to come up here and have to defend Corey Perry to some people. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be fun. I'll stop you there, Luca. Paquette is garbage. I don't know about that, Nikki. TBC White isn't fully ready for the first line. Maybe replace Stepan with White. I mean, I don't know about Stepan with White either. I've heard rumors that Norris could be their first line center. But for me, I don't think they're necessarily going to run with a solid first line. I personally think they're going to try and run with maybe 2 second lines. Maybe have Kachuk, maybe have the 2 lines getting equal time, first and second line getting equal time. Then maybe 3rd line getting just the low amount of time, and then 4th line with 4 minutes a night for whatever reason. But Paquette isn't garbage. I think he's a decent 4th liner. He's a Stanley Cup champion as well, so there you go. But just no Paquette Lamau. Sorry, everybody. Damn, we're getting a lot of viewers and a lot of likes. Hell yeah, let's go, baby. I'm on the roll. Leafs didn't get any tougher. Simmons is only a little tough replacement. I mean, Simmons and Thornton add that veteranosity as well to the Leafs. Simmons does make them a little bit tougher, I personally think. Brody, I think, is a really good addition to the team, to the Leafs as well. I think it could definitely work. Habs, I'll get to your lines in just a minute. I want to try and get through the rest of the comments. I swear, if Montreal gets Fleury, Mr. Greedo Mr. Greedo, welcome to the stream. Welcome back. Montreal Michael Frolik. I've not heard anything about it, Luca. I think Greedo's just talking about in general, like if they were to trade Fleury. Vegas, Colorado Blues, Wild, Ducks, Canucks, Coyotes, King, Sharks. Hey, Limebot, do you have the same exact ones as me? Oh no, you don't, because you have the Kings as the seventh worst team in their division. I think I have them fourth or fifth. But I can agree with that. I think that is a really solid rankings. I can definitely understand why some people might think the Kings might be seventh in the division. I can definitely see that. Reeves, toughest and strongest player. Linebot, I can agree. I think Reeves is definitely the toughest and strongest player in the league. I was still a big fan when he was a free agent. The year he went to Vegas. The year he re-signed with Vegas, I think it was last year, actually. I was advocating, like, oh, Reeves, please come to Montreal. Please don't sign please don't re-sign in Vegas. We really want Reeves. And then he re-signed. I was like, oh, damn. Dallas should still be in the West. St. Louis should be in Central because it would lessen the travel. Darkness, I can definitely understand. I definitely understand that. I do see why the NHL did what they did, though. St. Louis and Chicago should always be in the same division, though. It just doesn't feel right. But I definitely understand why you think Dallas should be in the West and St. Louis should be in the Central. It would lessen the travel, and it probably would be a bit of an easier schedule for both teams. But we got to do what we got. It's only for a season, anyways. Perry and Toffoli both have good talent. Mr. Greedo, I agree. Toffoli is a proven kind of a 20 goal scorer. If he can get on his pace, he can definitely be a 20 near 30 goal scorer in an 82 game season. This season, I see maybe 15 or so goals from him. Maybe if he really lights it up. Read my eyeball in the second halves. Don't like Reeves. I understand why a lot of people don't like Reeves. All right, so first line to Tatar, Danault, Gallagher, pretty solid line. Toffoli, Suzuki, Anderson. Okay, I see why. I see where you're coming from there, Habs. Third line, Drouin, Koki, and Armia, and the fourth line, Byron, Evans, Paling, and Perry. Okay. Personally, I do like those lines for the most part. I definitely think Tatar, Daller. I think Tatar, Danault, and Gallagher are definitely going to be together for the majority of the season, unless one of them starts to struggle. There we go. The second line, I do think Toffoli could be on that second line, but I personally think it is likely going to be Drouin and Suzuki together, mostly because Drouin and Suzuki have had a lot of chemistry together, so I think they are going to try and get Drouin going again, and I think they're going to want him to put up points, and I think putting him with Suzuki, a guy he did click with, could be the best case scenario, and I do think Anderson does get that second line spot, like I said earlier, because he does have that grit. But if they do want to have a pure goal scorer on that second line, they could go with Toffoli and put Anderson on the third line. But either or, one doesn't be on the second line on the third line with Kotkaniemi and Armia. I could definitely understand that. I do think Armia is a really solid player. I don't know if you can really make a I don't know if you can make a solid case for Lehkonen being over Byron, but I definitely understand why Lehkonen is scratched over Byron. But Byron, Evans, or Paling, and Perry on that fourth line, I think is a really solid. I personally think Paling is a really solid potential fourth line center. Evans has proven himself. Paling does need to get into his own a little bit. I think playing in the AHL could help Paling just a little more for this season. But I do like those lines for the most part. Aside from, like I said, the Toffoli, Drouin, or Drouin Anderson change, I think either or. Aside from that, I think the rest of the lines are pretty solid there. Imagine Perry costing plays and going in the box. What if he's the new Cassian and kicks someone? McDry, I don't know about that. I don't know if anyone can be as much of a piece of shit as Zach Cassian. Lucas Seek has his rankings. Flames, Leafs, Habs, Oilers, Canucks, Jets, Senators. Yeah, unfortunately, the Sens likely could be last place, but I don't think so. I think the Oilers don't have enough to improve their team that I think they will be the worst team in the Canadian division. I think Draisaitl is going to try and carry them, but he unfortunately won't be able to. Am I the only one who thinks Canucks are overrated? I can definitely see why you think that. I do think they did probably weaken their team in the offseason. I mean, getting Schmidt was really solid. To have a first pairing of likely maybe Schmidt and Hughes is really solid. Their offense is still decent, even though they did lose Tyler Toffoli and Josh Levo. But I do think overall they might have improved their team. And I think if some of the guys like Jake Vertanen and Shotgun Jake and Louis Erickson, if Louis Erickson can get even remotely close to what he used to be in Dallas and a little bit in Boston, and if Jake Virtanen can come out and have a breakout season, like I think he could potentially have, then I think the Canucks can justify being rated where they are. But Demko, I definitely understand why people think. I definitely understand why people think Demko is overrated, because he pretty much has only had one good playoff series. Not even a good playoff run, just a good playoff 2 games, actually. So I do understand why people think he's overrated. I think if he's able to pull some type of run like he had in the playoffs out of his ass in the regular season, I think it could justify for this season. Habs rankings. Leafs, Montreal. Second, Leafs, Montreal. So I see they're going to exchange a lot. Flames, Canucks, Jets, Oilers, Sens. Okay, I understand. I definitely like your rankings. Kind of similar to mine. It's kind of similar to mine. Very similar to mine, actually. I think the only thing he has changed is that he has Senators above Oilers. No, yeah, I have Senators over Oilers. He has Oilers over Senators. Leafs, Oilers, Flames, Jets, Habs, Canucks, Sens. Darkness, I like those rankings, even though the Habs are out of the playoffs, and I don't see how the Oilers do get into the playoffs. But I definitely understand that. The fact McDavid could carry Oilers in touched Pacific Division. Oh, tough Pacific Division last year. In a weaker division, I could definitely see them being good line bot, but I don't know if they have enough to sneak into that 4th spot. I think them changing the team up too much could really, really end up screwing the team over. Dallas, what are they doing? Never change a cup team. Hugh, that's already been screwed. They're losing Bishop and Sagan for majority of the season. They're losing Sagan and Bishop for majority of the season, so they had to change things up. They were literally forced to by injury to change it up. But I agree they definitely should have kept Corey Perry. Corey Perry was great. Habs, I definitely have hope in Montreal this season as well. And I'm laughing because the guys in Hot Take Hockey, we have a meme. Sporty, let's go. Sporty's in the chat. 300 subs. No, we didn't hit 300. We're at 209. We're at 299, Sporty. Very close enough. Virtanen looks like a player in the 56 games. 12 goals, 33 points, but in an 82-game season. 25 goals, 63-point season. Wow. Nikki, I definitely think that could potentially be the case. I definitely think Virtanen could maybe have the potential for 33 points. I don't know about in the 56-game season, but maybe just maybe he could end up hitting that. He could have a breakout season, 33 points in 56 games. I could maybe see him having a 20-goal season in the future, though, for sure. 300 subs. Congrats, Luke. No way, guys. I say there's going to be 4 teams each division. Yeah, Habs. I think that is the case. Here's my take for the stand. No way. Are we? There's no way. Let's go, boys. Let's go. 300 subs. Oh my God, guys. Thank you so much. Lucas for subbing $2.99. Who was the 300th sub? Call yourself out in the chat. Who was my 300th sub? Oh my God. Let's go, boys. 300 subscribers. Oh my God, let's go. 300 subs. Oh, this is awesome. Let's go, boys. Let's go. 300 sub hype in the chat. Congrats, Crab. I was 300. I was $2.99. Lucas, thank you, man. Oh my God. Oh, let's go. Big 300 hype. I'm gonna read every comment. I'm gonna come back to McPabs are much better than people. Thank you. I agree, man. I love that people are underrated in the Habs because they always play much better when they're underdogs. They don't play that great when they're first, second seed. Yeah, Lucas, let's go. Yes, did the Habs win the playoff series last year? Yes, but we were still Darkness, exactly. They were definitely still a team that finished I think exactly at 500. If we're ignoring the overtime shootout losses as a separate thing, then yeah, we finished at 500. You got 300 subs. Congrats. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you, Sporty. Thank you, Lucas C. Thank you, Habs, guys. Oh, thank you guys very much. You're at 300 now. Hey, Sporty, thank you, man. Darkness. Get your eyes checked, you numbnut. Habs, you couldn't have been the 300th sub. Yeah, exactly. JK get trolled. Let's go. Big riffs. Hey, Sporty, let's go. I will be the first to admit that don't be trade. Exactly, Linebot. It does make some sense. I'm glad you're starting to come around on the trade, Linebot. Let's go. Hey, go Habs, go, baby. Go Habs, go. Go Habs, go. Ralph Jr. Hey, Ralph Jr. Is that Lucas? Do you know this guy? Or do you just somehow happen to have the same last name of double Z and O? That's that seals the deal. I'm done with this channel. I'll be unsubscribing ASAP. I'm gonna be taking my deeds over to Gravita, where he knows how to run a channel. Sporty. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Oh, Sporty, thank you for that, man. Appreciate you making me laugh here. 40 minutes. Oh my God, let's go. What do you mean I couldn't? Yeah, exactly, Habs. You could. Well, I mean, I'm just saying you've been subbed to the channel before. So, hey, Lucas, I'm excited for the season to start as well, man. Yeah, Habs. I'm glad you guys are coming around. I think the Domi trade was great. Domi trade was great. We got that grit. We got that kind of defensive type of forward in Anderson as well. Yo, Darkness, I can't wait for January 13th either. I guarantee I'm going to go live. I'm going to get some mad viewers after the Habs and Leafs game. Sucks we're not getting any preseason games, but I definitely understand why. Habs are going to kill it. Ralph Jr., I agree. Habs are going to kill it. At least we can hope. We can hope the Habs are going to kill it. Yeah, Linebot, you've been subbed forever, man. Now I want to go back up to McDry's. How do we have 15 likes and 15 viewers? Oh my God, guys. Thank you so much. This is on a random Corey Perry signing. It's not like I titled the stream, "Thank you for 300 subs." No, this is just the Corey Perry thing, and we got 300 subs. Here's my take for the standings: Leafs, Oilers, Canucks, Habs, Flames, Sens, Jets. Wow. I put Oilers too because I think they could be good this season. TBH, if Cahoon works well with Draisaitl and Yamamoto, I could definitely see that being the case. McDry, I definitely think the Oilers could potentially be really solid. It depends if all of their depth can wake up and start doing really solid things. But I personally don't see the Oilers being that great, McDry. But that's just me personally disagreeing. They could definitely finish as high as first. Every Canadian team has the potential to finish in every position. Personally, but yeah, I'm gonna go live for the Leafs game too. Yeah, Habs, that's gonna be pretty sick. Just don't take my viewers. No, but seriously, go live if you want. I really don't care. It's not like I have the market on. It's not like I have the market on going live after Habs games. You know, that's not. I'm not the type of guy to copyright other people because they're going live the same time I go live and taking my viewers. Like, I don't care. They're not even my viewers. They have the chance to go watch whoever they want. They don't have to watch me. If you guys want to leave now and be like Sporty and go watch Gravita, you guys can go do that. I really don't mind. You know, as long as I got one person in this stream, I'm happy. I'm happy to be at least entertaining one person. We'll be last in the North Division, but I think we'll beat the Leafs. Wow. I mean, Lucas, you guys play the Senators play the Leafs 8 times. They should realistically beat them at least one time. I think maybe 3 to 4 times. I think it could be a very, very even split series, personally. Me personally, I think that could be the case. Honestly, I think Sens, Linebot, I agree. Sens have a chance at getting into the playoffs. Like I said, you know, if they can get hot and they can somehow all of a sudden start rolling, then they could definitely get 4th, 5th. They could even get 3rd, maybe, depending on how well their team rolls. I love the Habs. Exactly, Darkness. Me too. I love the Habs offseason. They're getting that veteran grit. Looking really, really solid for this upcoming season. Definitely a playoff team this year, buddy. Can't wait. I haven't been this excited in a long, long time. Loving this team, and I think it'll just get better once they free up a bit more cap space. Ralph Jr., I agree, man. We definitely should be a playoff team this year. We should absolutely be a playoff team. It just depends on where we finish. We could finish 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th and make it into the playoffs. Which likely means that at least because it's going to be 4. My apologies. Because it's going to be 4 teams in every division. So that means there's going to be at least 1 or 2 teams that are really, really solid that end up missing the playoffs in a certain division, you know? And likely it means that there's going to be a team in another division that finishes sub 500 with a terrible record and makes the playoffs. I don't see Edmonton and Vancouver going past. Wow, me too, Habs. I personally don't see that being the case, but it could definitely happen. I don't see it happening, but it could happen. Is it just me, or do I think Flames are close to winning a cup? Linebot, I think it might just be you personally. I personally think it might just be you. I personally don't think the Flames are really the closest to winning a cup right now. I would personally argue maybe Montreal could be close in 2 to 3 years. I personally think if they can get all their prospects going. Caulfield's likely going to be coming in for next season. We could have some more guys coming up. This veteran leadership, I think, is definitely going to help the team. not only for now but also for the future. Personally, I do think that if depending on where we play Corey Perry, if we play him fourth line, I think he's going to help Evans and Lehkonen or Byron or Paling, whoever the hell we play with them. Could be solid. If he plays maybe third line minutes, maybe even second line for some reason, I think he's definitely going to help out whoever he plays along with. And I think we could definitely be really close to a cup. But Flames, you never really know. You know, they could go off and win the cup this year, and Linebot looks like a genius. Or they could finish last in the division, and Linebot looks ridiculous, and then they come back next year and win the cup or something. Anything could happen. You know, Linebot could look like a genius for saying the Flames are closest to winning a cup this time next year. You know, I personally don't like Dumba, but him. Oh yeah, definitely. Him in the Sens jersey would look great. Dumbo in the Sens jersey would look great. Nikki, there's a hilarious image. Was it deleted, or did you just are you gonna post it in my Discord? I think we're coming last because I think Murray's gonna be ass. Lucas C, wow, I'm surprised you think Murray's gonna be ass. Personally, I think Murray could be decent. I don't think he's gonna be fantastic, but I think he could be a decent player. I think Murray's gonna be a decent netminder for the Senators. I do like the young kid they have, that Marcus Hogland. I like that kid. Or Hogberg, whatever his name. Not Hogland. I'm thinking of Jonas Hogland. Marcus Hogberg. I think that's his name. I think it's Montreal Leafs. Yeah, Habs. I agree with you. I feel bad for fans of the team that finishes 5th and 6th. Exactly, Darkness. I feel bad for fans of the team that finishes 5th and 6th in the East, and a team below 500 is going to make the playoffs, and then they're going to be like, if we were in that division, we would have made the playoffs. You know, I understand why people would be pissed off over that. Yeah, Caulfield's Hogberg, exactly, Lucas C. Thank you, Hogberg. There we go, or Hogberg. Cole's a beast, exactly, Linebot. Cole Caulfield's a beast. Should hit 40 goals at least once in a season. Once in his career. Definitely would love to see that happen. Is it just me, or Alex Ovechkin is a RFA after the season? No, Habs, he's a UFA like everyone else over the age of, I believe, 27. Or I believe it's once they hit 27, they're a UFA, or if they've signed 2 contracts before, or 3 contracts including the ELC before. All right, if they've signed 3 contracts including the ELC, 302 subs. Oh my God, we're moving quick towards that 400 subs. Oh my God, let me refresh my dashboard and see real quick. No way, there's no way 302 subs. But no, Ovechkin is not an RFA; he's a UFA, and if he can't come to an agreement with the Capitals, I'm just saying, there's always Montreal, Ovi. There's always Montreal. Ovechkin, there's always Montreal. Caulfield will be the best player from 2019 draft. Wow, Lucas, see, that's a hot take. I don't know if that's a hot take, but that's surprising. You think the best player is gonna be a guy that went 15th overall? I mean, it definitely could happen. I think it's happened before in the past. Could happen again. I think Caulfield is definitely going to be one of the best players from 2019. We'll definitely have to wait and see, but you never know. Yeah, man, Lucas, we're moving quick, man. We're moving quick. I've gained what, like four subscribers. Mine hasn't updated yet. If I did gain 2 additional subs, it has not updated for me just yet, though, unfortunately. Exactly. Yeah. Here's the thing. North Division could probably be closest between 1st and 7th place. I wouldn't be surprised if OV Darkness. I would hate that personally. I personally would hate that if Ovechkin retires after the season, because we need someone to dethrone Gretzky's record. We need someone to prove that Gretzky is not the greatest hockey player of all time. It would have been Lemieux if he did not have back injuries and didn't get cancer. It would easily have been Lemieux. If Jágr was still playing in the NHL, he easily would have broken Gretzky's record. If he didn't play those 3 seasons in the KHL and he played in the NHL, he easily would have broken Gretzky's record. You know, it sucks. It sucks that all these players that had the chance to beat Gretzky didn't. Lemieux had the injuries. Jágr made weird decisions to go to the KHL. I'm not gonna disrespect King Jágr, but you never know. Yeah, every 5 minutes I get a sub. Yo, that's pretty dope, man. That's pretty sick. Get Harry 400 by the end of the year. I don't know about that, Habs. I don't know if we can get in just like 3 days 90 something subs. I don't know if we can do that, but I appreciate the optimism, Habs. Maybe by the end of 2021. We'll have 400 subs. I heard Ovi wanted to be a Montreal's second team Habs. If that is correct, then that'd be sick, man. Absolutely would love Absolutely would love Ovi as a Montreal Canadian to end out his career. Maybe final 2 or 3 years. Would love that personally. You said that Covey. I'm sad that Kovalchuk went to the KHL, but I understand why. He probably wanted to play in a league where he was going to get top 6 minutes. Even though he did want to return to Montreal, and I do think maybe there's still probably a chance that we could potentially sign Kovalchuk unless he didn't sign a NHL backout agreement, a backout to the NHL agreement. I forget what it's called, but if he didn't sign something where he can opt out and go to the NHL again, then that sucks. But hey, you never know. You never know. We're gonna go for 10 more minutes, and I'm gonna end it at an hour just because I want to rest my voice a little bit. I do have stuff to do around the house. I do have a video to record, my first video of 2021. But yeah, with Galley and Perry as shit disturbers for the goalies, I can't wait, man. I have faith in this Habs team. Power play should be better. Exactly, Ralph. And I just thought about it. Perry could potentially be a power play guy. Galley and Perry being the shit disturbers, even Anderson arguably maybe being a shit disturber, but most likely just being a hitter, a solid brick wall for some guys. I definitely have faith in the Habs team as well. I think they could definitely be really, really solid. I think Perry's a great signing. I think Toffoli's a really good signing. I think the Anderson trade is really good. The Allen trade is really solid. The Edmondson trade is really good. Edmondson, another guy who can hit, who can throw the body. Frolik, a really solid depth signing. I think he could be a potential really, really good fourth line guy for the Canadiens. But yeah, I definitely think that that Montreal could be a really, really good team in the North Canadian division. I'm gonna like it personally. I can confirm you have 302. I'm trying to refresh my page to get 302 subscribers, but it's not loading. But Darkness, if I do have 302 subs, thank you guys so much for getting me to 302 subs. If that's the case, I really, really appreciate it, man. These are the teams he said if he's a free agent. Caps, obviously. Rangers. Wow, he would go to the Rangers. He'd go to the Islanders. Habs, Preds, Red Wings, Kings. Wow. I'm surprised he'd want to go to the Red Wings, but I understand why. The Kings, I definitely understand why as well. Personally, would love to see Ovechkin as a Montreal Canadian. I think that would be let's go, boys. 302 subs. I just hit that. I just refreshed and it loaded. 302 subscribers, guys. Thank you so much. Holy shit. Yo, guys, we are gaining mad subs today. We've gained 4 subscribers in the stream now. 4 subscribers. That is nuts. That is absolutely nuts. Let's go, boys. Thank you all so much. I'm assuming Ralph Jr. subscribed. Thank you very much. If I still don't know who subscribed at 300, unless that was Ralph Jr. I still don't know who subscribed to me to be my 300th sub. I really want to find that out. There's a lot of good players that are RFAs. Yeah, it could potentially be RFAs and UFAs. I think Ovi, I'm going to give a bit of a hot take. I think Ovechkin is going to free agency after this year. I'm not saying he's going to sign with Montreal, but I think he's going to be a free agent after this year. I think talks are going to go terribly with the Capitals. I don't think they're going to be able to come anywhere near an agreement. And I think Ovi's going to go to free agency. And he's going to end up, I personally think, signing for what the Caps want to offer him elsewhere to be on a cup contender. That's just my flaming hot take of the day. But I think Ovi's going to be a free agent after this season. I personally think he's going to be a free agent. He made that list before the 1920 season. I did not know that. Hey, Luca, well, you know what? Thank you for choosing the stream. I greatly appreciate it. On a 2-hour signing at the time it went live, now almost 3 hours. I appreciate you signing. I appreciate you choosing this stream. Really appreciate it, and very happy that you subscribed. Thank you very much. I didn't want Hoffman, but Halfman. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I didn't want Hoffman, but I'll take him as depth, especially once Vlad comes back. I definitely understand why Darkness. I mean, Hoffman is a good, solid 20-30 goal scorer over an 82 game season, I think. Personally, I definitely do think Darkness that Hoffman. I do think he is going to be really solid, probably a top 6 forward for the St. Louis Blues. If he plays third line minutes, I'll be really surprised, and I'll just be massively shocked if he plays fourth line minutes. But likely a top 6 forward. Once Tarasenko comes back, I don't think Tarasenko's actually coming back this season. Darkness. I forget if they said he's just out for say 2 months or if he is out for the whole season. But if Tarasenko does come back this season, I think it's going to be fantastic having Tarasenko and Hoffman. Unless Tarasenko, his shoulder is too messed up to be able to shoot and he's more of a passer, for example. But I do think Hoffman is going to be really solid with the. My apologies. I do think Hoffman is going to be solid with the St. Louis Blues. His top team right now, if he's a free agent, is Montreal. That'd be pretty solid. I do think that would be great. What on earth? Of course, they'll sign. They'll give him a mountain of money. Rick Roller. Clearly, you've not heard what apparently is being projected right now. Is that the talks? Is that the Capitals and Ovechkin were talking, and they were nowhere near close to an agreement. Apparently, the thing was that Ovechkin wanted $12 million, and I think they said the Caps are only willing to give him 9 right now, or at the time that was reported. In my opinion, $12 million for a guaranteed 60 goal scorer is a massive, like, just hell yeah, take $12 million. We would give you 20 if we could. But Rick Roller, I mean, unless things do change and they do end up seeing, like, yeah, we should probably give this guaranteed our best player of all time, the Capitals' only good player they've ever had. So boom. Well, actually, the only good player that they've had that has won a cup, I should say, because Yager didn't win a cup with the Capitals. Fairly obviously. Like, give the only good player we've had that has won a cup, and boom. Why would you want to pay $12 million? Because it's Alex Ovechkin. He's not slowing down. Alex Ovechkin is a guy that can score 60 goals in his sleep. You easily pay $12 million for a guaranteed 60 goal scorer. Doesn't matter what his age is, whether he's 21 or 58. If he's scoring 60 goals at a yearly rate, you easily pay him that much money. You easily pay him. It just depends. If it's 7 or 8 years, you probably don't want to do that. But if it's a 2-3 year deal thing, and he's like, yeah, I want to play these 2-3 years unless I get injured and career ending, but I plan to play these 2-3 years, then yeah, you absolutely give him that money. You think Ottawa's done making moves? I don't think so, Lucas. I think they're going to try and make one or two. I personally think they're going to try and make 1 or 2 more moves, but I definitely could see Ottawa potentially being done, but I do think they are going to try and make 1 or 2 more moves, either as cap dumps to get dead cap off their team, or to bring in maybe dead cap. That's like, all right, this guy can slot in on the 4th line, and really we're going to play him 1st line. I don't know why they would want to do that, but you never know. Pastrnak and Marchand, was that just confirmed they're out for the season, not just until February? Because if that's the case, I'm pissed, because I think I have Marchand on one of my fantasy teams. That is nuts. I really hope they are just out till February. Or no, I think I have Pastrnak. I have one of the two. I think it's Marchand. All the big FAs. Ovechkin. Wow. Landeskog. Dougie, man. Let's go. Guys, can we get some Dougie Hamilton hype? If Dougie Hamilton goes to Montreal, I will kiss this card. I just did it. But if Dougie Hamilton comes to Montreal, I will absolutely frame this card, and I will put it right here in the back of me, wherever I'm living at the time. Getzlaf, Rask, Hall, Nugent Hopkins, Tatar, Krejci, Anderson, Frederick, Tyson Berry, Gusev, Jordan Stahl. I think Jordan Stahl, unless he means Eric. Coleman, Ranta, Saad, Palmieri, Schwartz, Stasny. That's a stacked free agency class. If somehow all of those guys get to free agency, forgot to mention Dano, I see. No, but seriously, if somehow all of those guys go to free agency, which is not possible, I think Rask retires. But if somehow all of those guys go to free agency, that's going to be a stacked free agency class. That is going to be absolutely nuts, in my opinion. That is going to be a massive free agency class. Would love to see where all those guys end up going. They will, because it has on the line. That is true, Rick Ruler. I mean, I don't know if it's their franchise necessarily on the line, Rick Ruler. That's the thing, though. I think Washington has really proven himself to be a cup contender. I think the last time their franchise was on the line was probably 2007, 2008, right when they were bringing in Ovechkin and they were still kind of bad. I think once they brought in Sergei Fedorov, that was kind of a point where it was like, all right, yeah, this team can win a cup. And they've just been second round, first round, second round, first round, second round, out of the playoffs, first round, second round, first round. And then they finally broke through and won the cup. But that's probably really annoying. My apologies. But no, seriously, I don't think it's necessarily their franchise on the line. It's their franchise player on the line, not necessarily their whole franchise, though. So if you meant franchise player, then yeah, absolutely, Rick Ruler, I agree with you. But if you meant like the franchise as the Washington Capitals, I don't know about that. Hey Harry, Randy, and welcome back to the stream, brother. We have a minute, and then I gotta start wrapping up, unfortunately. But what I want to point out is Randy, actually no, it relates to your comment. Where the bleep is Perry gonna fit in the lineup and who is out? I actually want to make a video on that because I think Bergevin has made some fantastic moves for the Montreal Canadiens. So I'm actually glad I waited. I was gonna do this video last month in November, but I'm gonna make this a video as well. But personally, I think Perry fits in third or fourth line, most likely fourth line. Unless we do want to play Armia fourth line, which in that case, right now it seems Lekkonen's the guy out. Lekkonen seems like the odd man out. Technically, also Jordan Wheel. But Randy, to answer your question, it seems Perry fits in third, fourth line. Lekkonen is likely going to be the guy that's out, unless we want to pull some really risky shit and scratch either Armia or Byron and keep Lekkonen in. But yeah, you never really know. Literally, the definition of St. Louis hockey when they're in the playoff window, does goaltending do well? That is very true, Darkness. And I think Binnington is going to have a really solid season. I don't know if he's necessarily going to be top 5 in the NHL, but I think he's going to be a really solid goaltender this year. Eric Stahl, okay, so Nicky, it is Eric Stahl. That's nuts. Do you think Montreal is done making moves and changes? I don't know. I think Bergevin is really trying to work the phones. I think Bergevin might be done now that he's gotten Corey Perry. But apparently the rumor is still we were after Ilya Kovalchuk. So if we do want to bring in Ilya Kovalchuk, I do think it could end up being a case of, hey, Kovalchuk, we'll bring you in. We can't guarantee you an absolute roster spot, but we will bring you in and see what we can do. But I think he's done making moves of bringing people in. Now I think it's a matter of dumping Jordan Wheel's cap, personally. I think it's a matter of dumping Jordan Wheel's cap for the season that he's in, because he's not going to be playing for the NHL, for the Montreal Canadiens. And plus, I think we're like $2 million over cap at this point. So we do have to find a way to dump Wheel and send down someone else. I was gonna say if we didn't buy out Alzner, this would have been really good for us, but no, it would have been just worse actually if we didn't buy out Alzner. So it was a good thing that we did buy out Alzner. But I think Montreal is done making moves, bringing guys in. Changes to the team, no. I do think that they are. I do think that personally. I do personally think that Montreal isn't done making, like I said, changes, but I do think Montreal is going to make, or they're not done making moves to help the team. I do think exactly Lucas C. Jordan will be a send. I mean, Jordan Will's only making like 1.2 million, and it's only for this season, so it's not even really a bad contract. It's just we don't have room for him on the team. Though if the Senators do want, they can take Paul Byron's contract. I love Paul Byron. I think he's a great forward, but we shouldn't be paying $3.2 million for a fourth liner. I'm just saying that. I heard rumors about, Andreas Athanasiou about going to Montreal. I've heard him and Hoffman, but now Hoffman's in St. Louis. Athanasiou I wouldn't like in Montreal personally. I think his last season with Edmonton is kind of what he will be at this point. I don't know about Edmonton. Apparently they wanted to go back after Athanasiou. I don't know what happened about that. But I would not be a fan of Athanasiou in Montreal. I do think he's a very lazy type of player personally. He's a speedy forward. He'd be great on the fourth line and replace for Byron, but I don't know if he's a hardworking guy. I don't know if he's really that type of guy that's like, you put when you need someone who can work his ass off, you put Athanasiou out, you put Galley out, you put kind of Perry out, Randy, I definitely agree. You do rather keep Armia than Perry. So I think it pretty much is clear the odd man out should be Lekkonen. Unless Armia starts doing bad, you put Lekkonen in, but that's already confirmed. That's already kind of the case. If a guy does bad, you put another guy in. But I definitely would keep Armia over Perry. So I think it's Lekkonen that is the odd man out more than likely. Fun fact, not a fun fact. This is Rick Rollers. Without Ovi, the arena will be empty and it'll be very difficult to sign UFAs. I mean, the arena will be empty this year regardless. But seriously, next year, I don't know if the arena will be empty because they still have a solid team. Kuznetsov, they still have Backstrom, they still have arguably Tom Wilson, they still have John Gibson, they still have John Carlson, they have their young goaltender. I can't remember his name. Not Igor Shesterkin, Ilya Samsonov. So, I mean, it's not going to be the arena will be empty. It's just like, okay, it sucks we lost Ovi. Let's recover from this. And I don't know if it'll be difficult to sign UFAs because a lot of guys are going to see Washington and they're going to be like, hey, they're missing Ovechkin. I could try and step into that first left wing role. I think if anything, it'd be easier to sign UFAs with Ovechkin off the team personally. Hey, see you, Nikki. See you, man. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Fun fact, back in 2017, Rittich wasn't worth much. Not saying he almost got traded, but he had no value. He had the same value as Johan Franzen. Oof, that's big rips. That's a big rippy. That's a big rips. Could be worse. Try. Well, Darkness, keep in mind, you're 10 million over the cap, but you're putting Tarasenko and Steen on LTIR. So that's like 12 million. You're freeing up right there. Something like that. Or no, Steen's making like 5 million. So that's like 15 million. You have the 5 million to sign Hoffman that you guys want. So I mean it's kind of whatever. Why not Harry? Well, I think I just explained why I didn't see you. Yeah, I wanted Hoffman as well. I think he's a really solid 30 goal scorer that we could have gotten. I think Hoffman's a really solid 30 goal scorer, like I said. Unfortunately, Montreal didn't get him though. Yeah, the two biggest RFAs that are left are Barzy. I wouldn't say Vince Dunn. If you go to top 3, I would say Vince Dunn, but I would say Pierre-Luc Dubois personally. Darkness. I think top 3 are Barzal, Dubois, and Dunn for sure though. Barzy, I'm really surprised he hasn't signed, but it seems right now that within the next week or so he should sign. Who's the best free agent left now? Lucas C. I'm getting on Cap Friendly right now. I'm gonna check this up. By the way, guys, thank you for the watch time on the 100 favorite movies of all time video. That's nuts. 26 views, average view duration of 8 minutes. I'm glad my singing in the beginning of that video didn't drive any viewers away. I appreciate that. But best UFA, just off the top of my head, Zdeno Chara. Technically Mike Hoffman, technically Craig Anderson. If we're going by cap hit, it's Corey Schneider. But yeah, if we're going, Jack Roslovic is also an RFA. Emil Henrik Bjorkstrand. I'm gonna go by points. It's Mike Hoffman, but since he does have a contract to sign pretty much with the St. Louis Blues, I think it might actually be it's Derek Brassard. Yep, Derek Brassard. He had 10 goals, 22 assists for 32 points. Then if we're just going by points, it's Tennessee, Vatanen, Bowie, Hutton, and then Brian Boyle. I'm really surprised Boyle does not have a contract yet. He's 35. I think a team could do good with him. And then Michael Del Zotto, who has a PTO with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Kevin Kontanen, who has a PTO with the Florida Panthers. Zdeno Chara is top 10 though on that list. Best movie of all time is Ferris Bueller. Hey, Lucas C, I see you're taking notes from damn it, what's the lolcal's name? I can't forget that lolcal. But Ferris Bueller, it's a pretty solid movie. It's kind of funny. I enjoyed parts of Ferris Bueller. Not too high on it though. I personally prefer some. If we're talking 80s teen movies, I personally prefer some Breakfast Club or Adventures in Babysitting. Those are probably some of the better 80s comedies in my opinion. Both done by John Hughes, and I think Ferris Bueller as well, done by John Hughes. Hughes was like the king of 80s comedies. Yeah, best free agent left now. In terms of UFA, technically it's Mike Hoffman, but it probably is Derek Brassard. I would argue Chara is definitely up there though at 43 years old. I think we need to give away Byron Wheeler Kulak. I would argue Byron and Wheel keep Kulak, honestly. I think you keep Kulak, put him on the third pairing, either scratch Mete or send him down. Personally, I think Byron and Wheel are the two guys you can get rid of. Well, Blues had a good offseason. If only we can get a veteran goaltender. Yeah, I don't trust Husso as well. But Darkness, you never know. The Blues could end up seeing something. Look at Binnington. No one saw him as an NHL caliber goaltender. Then they called him up, and he did good. Could be the same with Husso. You never know. I haven't gone player Habs. I have no clue, honestly. I have no clue what teams haven't gotten a player from free agency. Probably all of them. Lucas, hey, thank you for checking out the stream. I appreciate it. Glad you enjoyed it. Enjoy whatever you got to do. I'll see you in the stream in the future, hopefully. See you on some videos. And enjoy your time. Thank you for coming by, and thank you for subbing. And with that, guys, I'm actually going to be getting out of here myself as well. We're over an hour into the stream. I greatly appreciate any of you guys coming back. Lucas, I will be back. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Exactly, Lucas. See, I definitely could see Ottawa going after Brian Boyle. If Pierre Dorion definitely thinks you guys are contending, and getting veterans to help out those young guys, Boyle would be perfect. I think Boyle Boyle, Chara, if he did want to come back to the franchise that he's most synonymous for, outside of Boston. And I would argue maybe even Ron Hainsey if you guys want to bring back Ron Hainsey. I don't think you guys really do though. But I could also see you guys maybe trying to go after maybe a Dale Weiss for like a fourth line type role. Dale Weiss could be an interesting type of guy. Brendan Manning maybe as a third pairing, but you guys do have enough good defense to last this season though. So I don't think you guys would want to bring in Brendan Manning. AAC has absolutely hockey. Yeah, I'm ending stream in just a minute here. Thank you very much. Have a good day and night yourself as well, man. So that's going to do it, guys. Thank you all so much. Did we re-sign Dale Weiss? No, we did not have. He is a free agent at this point. But thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Harry. Subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Fair News was not limited to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and anything else. My name is Harry. Subscribe to Puff Club. Subscribe to the Hasty Club. Subscribe to join the Hub if you're a member of the Mod Squad. Like my good boys in the chat, I'm not going to name any of them because I don't want to exclude anyone, but thank you all for moderating the channel. Thank you very much, Habs. Greatly appreciated. Thank you guys for moderating the channel on the streams or videos. It's appreciated. Links in the description on my Discord. You can join the Discord. I post a notification just about every time I go live and every time I post a video. It's greatly appreciated if you would join there. We also talk in there once in a while. It's pretty fun. Also in the description is my Twitter and my Twitch. My Twitter I don't use all that often right now. Twitch, I'm actually thinking of going live in the next, I was the last viewer here, me and Luca. Hell yeah. Hey, thank you, Luca. Appreciated. But the Twitch, I do want to start using it, actually. I want to see how it compares to YouTube in terms of streaming video games. Not 100% sure about it, though. But yeah, I did end up getting some games for PlayStation 4 over the Christmas break. So that's going to be fun. I might want to do one or two of those. Might play some NHL. Definitely want to do some Be a Pro, probably. But yeah. Twitter, I do have Twitch in the description. If you want to follow me on there and get the notification for any streams on Twitch, that's also in the Discord. I also have the Amazon wishlist, the PO box, and the PayPal in the description. If you do want to send anything via PayPal, it is greatly appreciated. Never ever asked for though, but you will get your name on the big ass not donor board of non-donations. It'll be in the background of the next video and stream. The reason I do both is because the streams typically look really bad, so I do it in the videos just to make it fair for whoever might send any money. Because I'm just gonna say money because that's the only thing you can really send on PayPal, I think. So if there's anyone that does want to send any money via PayPal, never asked for it all. Never ever asked for it. It's appreciated. If you do want to do it on your own merit. Don't feel like you have to if you watch the channel. Only do it if you absolutely want to. But the Amazon wish list and the PO box, if you do want to send anything my way, it is greatly appreciated. Never asked for either. You will get a video of me unboxing whatever it is you send me, unless you request for me not to. But I will open whatever it is you send in a video that will be posted on the channel, except in the month of November and December next year. I've decided on this. Any packages that I receive in the month of November and or December will be held onto on my desk wherever we are, if we're still here at this place or if we're in another place, but they will be held onto on my desk and opened on a special Christmas Day live stream. My apologies. The one this year was very, very bad. It was not live for that long, but I will make it up. I will be doing a lot more videos in 2021. I will have a video coming out talking about what I want my plans for 2021 to be. So yeah, there we go. Also inscription, I keep forgetting, is my my speedrunning account. My speedrunning account. I do post once I get a PS2 controller that works on my computer. I do want to start working on. Okay, it's unstable. There we go. Hey, there we go. We're back. My apologies. My stream just lagged for a second. Mark Poziak. Go Habs, go. Go Habs, go, baby. Let's go. Not sure if I was 301 or 302. Enjoy your shows. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mark. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy the shows I do. Appreciate it. Congrats on 300. Thank you very much, my good sir. And thank you for subbing to the channel if you're sub 300, massive thank you. If you're 301, massive thank you. If you're 302, massive thank you. I don't discriminate against subs, but thank you for subbing to whichever one you were. Greatly appreciated, and it just helps my channel get closer to a higher sub goal, and it's greatly appreciated. Love having subs that check out the channel and that watch the content. It means a lot, man. Thank you very much. But the letterbox, I do rate and review movies on there. You can check out the top 100 movies of all time of 2020 that I just released on Christmas Day this past year if you want. You can also check it out if you want to know movies I hate. I might make a video on that in the future. I kind of want to do that. That seems very interesting. But yeah, you guys can check that out. I also in the description, or not in the description. So yeah, guys, those are all the links in the description. Unless I forgot something, I might have an extra goodie in there. I really don't remember. But that is gonna do it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Harry Rice. Triple Heart Squad in the chat, boys. Love you all. My name is Harry Rice, and I'm out. Apologies to any viewers that are just coming in right at the end here. Big apologies. And I am out. Peace.